The specks look like pepper, little black flecks scattered through the fur at the base of your dog's tail, and you've been finding them all August, ever since the evening walks down the river path where the grass grows tall. You told yourself it was dirt. It isn't. Drag a damp paper towel across those specks, and they smear rust red, because that's not dirt at all. That's digested blood, flea dirt. And where there's flea dirt, there are fleas. You already did the thing you were supposed to do. You went to the pet store. You paid $25 for the bottle with the confident label, sprayed your dog down twice, and felt like you'd handled it. The specks are still there. That's the trap, and almost everyone falls into it. You spray something on the animal and call the job done. It feels like action. Most people never truly learned how fleas work. They just half remember being told to spray the pet, so they're guessing with confidence instead of knowing. Meanwhile, the money goes out the door. The pricey aisle sprays, the collars, the medicated shampoos, bought again every few weeks all season long. And on the other side, the internet is full of homemade natural recipes people mix up, thinking cheap and natural must mean safe. Hold that thought. Some of those recipes land pets in my clinic. So sit with this for a second. There's a spray you can mix for about $3 that fleas genuinely dislike, and it's safe when you do it right. But here's what nobody says out loud. The spray was never going to be the thing that saves you. The real fix is about where the fleas actually live, and it is not on your dog. I've spent a good part of my life with my hands buried in the fur of other people's animals. The first vet who trained me, decades back, used to say the flea you can see is the one you should worry about least. That line stuck with me. It's this whole video. So here's what I'll give you. The $3 spray you can mix in 5 minutes. The short list of ingredients that are safe and the ones that are genuinely dangerous. And the simple 3-part routine that actually breaks the cycle for good. Because the honest lesson here is the one that stings a little. The thing everyone trusts, that spray on the pet, is the very thing that fails them. Let me start with the one fact that changes how you see this whole problem. The fleas you actually see biting your dog are only a small piece of the picture, roughly 1 in 20. The other 19 out of 20 are not on your pet at all. They're eggs, they're larvae, they're young fleas waiting in a hard little shell, and they're spread through your carpet, your pet's bedding, the cracks in your floorboards, and the shady soil in your yard. That's why the spray on the animal fails. You knock out the few adults you can see, and days later the rest hatch and climb right back on. Ticks work differently. They don't breed on your dog. They wait in tall grass and leaf litter, and grab a ride when your pet brushes past. So for ticks, the gain is keeping them off and pulling them fast, not killing them where they sit. Now, the spray. The title calls it powerful, and that's a fair word, but I owe you the honest version. This repels. It does not kill flea eggs or larvae, and on its own it will not clear an infestation. Honest is more useful than impressive. Here's what you mix. Plain apple cider vinegar and water, roughly equal parts, in a clean spray bottle. $2, maybe $3. Fleas dislike the smell and the taste, so a coat that's been misted before a walk is a less appealing target. That's the whole job it does. It makes your pet less of an easy meal and buys you time while the real work happens. How you use it matters. Light mist only. Keep it away from the eyes, the nose, the ears, and any broken skin, because vinegar stings a scratch or a raw spot. And do a small patch test first, on one little area, and wait a day. Some pets get irritated skin from it. If your dog reacts, stop. Simple as that. Now I need to stop and give you the most important warning in this whole video. Because when people go looking for a homemade flea spray, the internet hands them recipes built on essential oils. And several of those oils are poison to pets. I don't mean mild tummy upset. I mean the kind of thing I've treated in my clinic. The kind that damages a liver. Cats are in the most danger here because their bodies are missing a key liver enzyme that breaks these compounds down. What a dog can shrug off, A cat cannot. So let me name the ones to keep far away from your animals. Tea tree, sometimes labeled melaleuca, pennyroyal, wintergreen, peppermint, citrus oils, cinnamon, pine, eucalyptus. Pennyroyal is the cruel one because for generations it was sold as a natural flea remedy and it can cause outright liver failure. Tea tree is the single most common oil poisoning we see in pets. And here's the part people miss. These oils get absorbed straight through the skin, not just by licking. So, I only put a little on his fur is not safe. The warning signs are drooling, wobbliness, trembling, throwing up, a body that's gone cold, trouble breathing. If you ever see that after using something on your pet, that's an emergency vet visit, not a wait and see. So, the rule is simple. Do not put concentrated essential oils on your animal. If you want a homemade repellent, use the diluted vinegar. Skip the oil recipes completely. Sheep and natural are not the same thing as safe, and anybody who tells you different is guessing with your pet's life. All right, that spray is real and it has its place, but it's the smallest part of the plan. The actual fix is a routine, and it comes in 3 parts. Part 1 is where you win or lose, and it's got nothing to do with your pet. It's your home. Wash all the pet bedding in hot water once a week while you're fighting this. Then vacuum, and vacuum properly. The carpets, the cracks between floorboards, under the furniture, along the baseboards where the edges meet the wall. That's where the eggs and larvae are hiding. Here's a strange bonus. The vibration of vacuuming actually coaxes those young fleas out of their shells early, right when you're there to grab them on the next pass. When you're done, empty the canister or bag it and take it straight outside. And you have to keep this up for 3 to 4 weeks without skipping, because that's about 1 full flea life cycle. Miss a week in the middle and the whole thing starts over. Part 2 is the pet. The vinegar mist before outdoor walks, like I showed you. And then the single most underrated tool in this entire fight, a fine-toothed flea comb. A few dollars. You run it through your pet's coat over a bowl of soapy water, and it physically drags out the adult fleas and the flea dirt, and it drowns them in the bowl. Better than that, it tells you if you're winning. Fewer fleas in the bowl each day means the routine is working. It's your progress report. Part 3 is the yard and your tick defense. Keep the grass short, especially around the edges where your pet likes to roam. Clear the leaf litter and the shaded damp spots, because that's exactly where ticks sit and wait. And after any walk through grass or woods, run your hands over your pet, slowly, feeling for ticks. Check the ears, the neckline, the armpits, the groin, and between the toes. A latch tick feels like a small swollen bead. When you find one, take fine-tipped tweezers, grip it as close to the skin as you can, and pull straight out with steady pressure. Don't twist it, don't burn it, don't smother it in oil. Just a clean, steady pull. Now here's where I stop being the frugal guy and start being the vet. For a full-blown infestation, or if you live somewhere thick with ticks or heavy with Lyme disease, a vinegar spray and a comb are not enough. They won't be. This is where a real, vet-recommended preventive earns its money, because it's proven to break the flea life cycle in a way the home remedy simply can't. And the stakes are not small. Ticks carry Lyme, anaplasmosis, ehrlichiosis. Fleas carry tapeworm and can bleed a small kitten or an old dog into dangerous anemia. That is not a corner worth cutting to save a few dollars. The $3 spray lowers what you spend day to day. It does not replace real medicine when disease is on the table. So let me tell you why that expensive aisle stays expensive. There's steady money in a bottle you buy again every few weeks. There's almost no money in teaching you that a vacuum, a hot wash, a cheap comb, and a $2 bottle of vinegar do most of the daily work for free. No villain, no conspiracy. Just a business that has no reason to hand you the cheap answer. But I'll be honest in both directions, because that same silence is why the dangerous oil recipes spread unchecked too. Nobody's minding either shelf. So here's the whole thing in one breath. The $3 vinegar spray is real, but it only repels. The oil recipes are dangerous, so leave them alone. And the fight is won in your home and your yard, not on your dog. This week, mix the spray, wash the bedding hot, vacuum every day, comb over soapy water, and check for ticks after every walk. And know your limit. If it's a real infestation or you're in tick country, call your vet for a proven preventive. Some things are worth more than $3. If this saved you money and kept your animals safe, subscribe. That's the stuff the pricey aisle won't tell you. Then drop me a comment with a trick that's worked in your own home, because I read them and I answer.